keep clapping.
This is why he doesn't want you to
Here we
touch
go.
the clapper.
Have you ever been here before?
Hi, folks.
Flip the switch, Tom.
We're on.
Thought you did very well.
Did it work? Is it moving? Okay.
Hi, folks. Greg, I don't. Okay. Hi. Welcome to another edition of Saracki Sterlace show, and we have Tom right there. If you could get a shot of Tom there, and the lovely Tatiana, all the way from Dnipro, right? Ukraine? No, am I right?
Lugansk, Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
Tom told me that
Keep fighting
maybe
the good fight.
reality is not what we think it is. Maybe there's no Clinton Street. Maybe there's no Buffalo. Maybe there's no United States. Maybe there's no Europe.
Who said that?
Tom did. Tom, how do you figure that?
Tom, now would be the time to put your headset on.
Minds? What if it's all in our minds?
Oh, yeah.
Reality.
Tom, Jill's right. You can put on your headset if you
He
want.
doesn't want
But
to,
if you-
though.
Okay.
He just wants to have the microphone.
Okay.
Why? I can hear you guys okay.
Oh, yeah,
All
of
right.
course.
You know what? I'll do that too then.
Let's all do that together.
All right. We're all going to do
I'm
this
I think,
together.
I think I've started something.
Yeah. It started. Can you hear me?
So it might all
Tommy,
be,
Does this
all
work?
this pain I've gone
But we
through
don't know the
might be in my
levels.
mind.
Doesn't matter.
Is that what you're trying to say, Tom?
We're going to wing it.
Okay, well,
Well, I'm
I
saying
think I just looked.
yes,
Doing it like Tom
basically.
does, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
or
Tom's got
you're
the
part of someone else's
She doesn't
mind.
mess up
Maybe.
his hair.
I'm part of someone else's mind?
Yeah.
So I could be part of your mind.
You could be.
Yeah. Is that why we've led to this cancellation culture where people are canceling other people for things they don't like?
Yeah, that's pretty lame.
I mean, you've probably been canceled a few times, right? For
I'm
your-
working on it. I'm not canceled yet, but I am working on it.
Well, how are you doing that? Because you're being more controversial all the time?
I'm just who I am on that day. You know what I mean? Some days it depends on my mood. You know, if I'm controversial or stupid or just,
Are you,
an asshead.
Are you moody?
Yes, I would say. Yeah.
So you're not always just
In a smooth,
smooth.
no, I'm not.
His shirt
Not
says
one of those
moody.
people.
That's right.
Because I think that's the best way to live is to live
Sometimes we
smooth.
do searing psychological profiles. And Greg is in the process of doing just that to Tom.
And it says it right on his.
Am I right or wrong?
it's on, 'cause
So
I
since
can't
you were a
hear
child, it's
Doesn't
been an up and down roller coaster.
Let's talk nuclear proliferation
How do you feel about
or
that?
pizza.
Or pizza, nuclear proliferation. I can barely say that. I mean, does that scare you? I mean, it's always been there since we were kids. You know, you're always waiting for the bomb to drop, right, Tim?
I
It
always
hasn't
wanted-
fallen yet? I thought it did.
No, it hasn't fallen yet. But I mean, Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Yeah.
I always wanted one of those backyard
All right, I'll put
shelters.
it down.
You know,
All
I
right,
thought
there we
those
go.
would be cool.
Backyard what?
Underground shelters.
Oh yeah.
Like a bomb shelter, and then you could have parties there, when you're a teenager and stuff,
Yeah.
With a whole bunch of canned goods, right? Whole bunch of spam in a
Yeah.
can.
Spam, Boone's Farm,
Let's get it going.
all the necessities.
Tom, where are you from? Blaisdell?
South Buffalo.
That's even better.
Yeah.
How did it treat you growing up there?
Well, it was all right. I mean, it wasn't bad. I'm not Irish, okay, but I guess I was accepted, as a
Did you go to South Park High?
no, I went to Timon.
Oh, Bishop Time and
Yeah.
private school guy. All right.
I wasn't a jock.
Oh, no.
You didn't play sports at all?
No.
What, you,
I was kind of forced to go there because I wasn't allowed. I couldn't go to South Park. My parents didn't want me to go. So I went to Timon. It was quite a culture shock, actually, because I went to 8th grade. I went, all public school. So then you get to a parochial high school. It's like, holy shit, and you got to wear a tie, and they got priests, whacking people. And, I mean, it's
whacking people. Now, is that a euphemism?
It's a different vibe,
What do you mean by whacking? Violence?
Oh, yeah, there was some violence.
So you had priests hitting you?
Well, not me personally. I didn't get out of line that much, but I saw dudes get out of line and get slapped around, pretty good.
So their parents are paying for other people to discipline
Yeah.
their children with.
Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, you'd have to really do something. It's funny. I went back to visit one of the. Actually, I went back to get my diploma because I never got it. I mean, I never went there to pick it up for my ceremony. So I had to go. I had to go back to get my diploma.
So,
And then I find out. I talked to one of my teachers, and he says things are pretty much the same as when you left. Only we can't hit you guys anymore.
What the heck is up with that? So, through this process of going to Bishop Timon, were you able to get in the college of your choice?
I didn't go to college.
No?
No.
Where'd you go after that? What'd you do after high school?
I went right into broadcasting. So
Really?
I was 18, 17 when I was 17 when I was on the air.
Far out, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Did
I was
you?
a child prodigy.
Did you
But
start
that
with
was
the wrestling
different back
voice?
then. You didn't have to take communications.
What they hire you for? Your voice?
I was just a pain in the ass kid that used to call a station, and all the DJs knew me, and they all knew that I wanted to get into radio, and there was a little cable station, international cable. You
I remember that, Channel 10.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they had a little radio station, and I worked there with.
What was that, MICR Radio?
Yeah,
MICR Radio, cable channel 22.
yeah. Jesus,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
the first person I ever ran into that even.
I
heard of
used
it.
to win putt passes on that when you guys would hold contests on that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was.
Wow.
They would show the listings of what's going to be on the different channels, and then instead of plugging in like WJYE, they had their own little radio station, which was a converted gas station across from Anderson's on Sheridan Drive, and in the summertime, like the turntables were right in front of this big window. The records would fucking warp from the heat of the sun.
You know what
As you're
station
playing 'em.
MICR would always play? What song they would always play?
No.
Ariel by Drew Friedman.
Is that true, Tom?
It would play Ariel.
Oh, yeah, I
whoa,
remember that.
We got the munchies, so we made some spaghetti. Remember that song?
Yeah.
You remember
you're
Ariel?
You're singing a lot.
Yeah.
It's one of
Well,
your
that's the
favorites.
song. That's where I got it
You
from.
heard it
They
from
would
the
always
station.
play. And then Rhino released a whole set of super sounds of the 70s.
I have that.
And that was on disc 7, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down with that. That's a great collection.
Oh, it's an awesome collection.
But
Greg,
then-
you like the 70s?
I love the 70s. But didn't the warped records create a problem if you're trying to queue up a record? If they were
Yeah,
warped?
eventually,
Did
if they
kind of
if they
bounce
got
around?
melted too bad, and then to go to the bathroom because it was a converted gas station, you had to go outside. You take a key, you go around the back of the building, and there's like this metal door. You fucking open it up, and that's how you had to go. And even in the wintertime, so you'd like freeze your ass off out there. But nobody can say I never paid my dues.
No, hey, you earned them, Tom. What can I tell you? Can I introduce Tatiana here from the Ukraine, if I could?
The Ukraine?
Oh, Ukraine. I'm sorry, not the Ukraine, but
Not
I
the
know it's
Ukraine.
politically incorrect. Okay, Ukraine.
Tatiana here
How long have you been in the States for, Tatiana?
since 1997.
Oh, you've been here a while. Never mind.
I have.
I thought you
Her
escaped.
parents
I
and
thought
her
there was
sister
this.
are still there.
I thought there. Oh, they are. Are they okay?
They are at the moment. Thank you.
They are at the moment. Okay, good. We're praying for them.
This
I
is a
swear to
deep,
God,
this
we
is
are.
a deep, dark
Keep
show because
praying.
of the war. I mean, what do you think of how Joe Biden's been handling it?
Could be better.
Tom, Joe Biden, I think he's handling it well, handling Ukraine's situation well.
Give them the fighter planes. I say, give them the fighter planes. Give them everything they need.
Give them the F-16s, man.
Yeah,
Give them all
that's
the
what I
money
meant.
they want.
That's what they
16.
need. That's
Give
what
them
they
all the
need.
money they need.
Yep.
Give them tanks, right?
Yeah.
Give them the Star Point wrestling team.
I mean, he actually
would
went
help.
over there recently.
Send them Polish pilots.
He's doing a good job, isn't he? Don't you think?
Excellent. Yeah. Well, look we got to stand up for democracy, and a lot of times we don't. And this is a power play. Russia, if you let them take, they're going to keep going.
Yeah.
They want to take back the
They
entire.
will.
He wants to put the band back together, Putin. He wants to put the old Soviet Union back together.
And we're not talking Murph and the Magic Tones either here, Greg.
What's Murph and the Magic Tones?
That's that the band in Blues Brothers. Murph and the Magic Tones, where
I thought the Blues Brothers were the band. of the
Yeah,
Blues
I
Brothers.
know that, but they plucked members from like the gigs. They were doing their side gigs.
Is that when they played behind the fencing?
That's what
No,
they-
that was at the Ramada Inn. Murph and the Magic Tones. They were playing at the Ramada. You don't remember the Blues Brothers? Shit, Tom, you must.
The
Come on.
movie?
Yeah.
I remember the Blues Brothers. I didn't
I
know that
remember
was
that-
their name.
Yeah, Murph
Wasn't
and the
it-
Backup
Magic
band.
Tones.
Wasn't it the one where Debbie Reynolds'
That was
daughter
Steve Cropper and Duck Dunn, from Booker T and the MGs,
But
Remember?
wasn't it the movie where Carrie Fisher was shooting people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She shot.
She played Belushi's girlfriend.
Yeah, and then she was actually Paul Simon's wife.
I didn't know
Is that in your movie book? That movie?
Blues Brothers?
Yeah.
That's a piece of garbage.
I love that movie.
Come on, how can you say that? It's a comedy. It's a
I was going to
classic.
say exactly.
you got
Thank you.
the
Tom
70s,
knows.
You got You got Up in Smoke, Animal House.
That's horrible too.
Right.
So is Animal House.
Animal House, Caddyshack.
That's horrible.
Blues Brothers.
Stripes.
Stripes.
Stripes,
That's
thank
terrible.
you. You don't like Stripes? Are you kidding me?
What are you, a communist?
He is, man. He's a fascist Bolshevik Beelzebub.
It's so slow, Stripes. If you
All
watch
right.
it, you ever try to watch it nowadays? It's so slow.
No,
it
it
was
is.
It was always
That's the
very,
fact, Jack.
It was always very, very slow. Bill Murray's very slow in it. The whole thing is slow.
I disagree.
I don't like any of those movies you mentioned.
Well, Greg.
I mean,
Different strokes
I
for
like
different folks.
highfalutin cinema, good cinema,
Greg,
classic
Jill,
cinema.
what do you think?
Like what? Breakfast at
What's
Tiffany's?
your, what,
Yeah, with
what do you
Audrey
consider
Hepburn.
comedy?
She's pretty.
Comedy?
Yeah, I mean, what's your favorite comedic movies? Me and Tom and Greg were just talking about what we like.
Jill's spacing out over here as usual.
I have no idea.
Wow, that's so definitive. That's great.
How about you? You like comedy movies? You like what do you like? Woody Allen? Probably not.
Are you woke, Tom?
I have to think about
Yeah,
it
I got
for a
up for
minute.
today's show.
I like deep things. So
You like
I
deep
need to
things?
think about
So you like
comedy for a
Stanley
minute.
Kubrick movies?
Well,
or
I haven't seen
Terrence
that.
Malick movies?
Terrence Malick movie. You must like
Terrence Malick
right, Tom?
movies.
Terrence Malick.
To a point, I do, and then it's extreme.
Oh my God, it's so boring. I can't.
It's like
I was
Jack
asking.
with
I
paint
was
dries.
answering
No.
your last question. I'm sorry. What's this question? I'm a little delayed.
Oh, we were talking. They were asking Tatiana here what were some of her favorite comedic movies were, but she likes more deeper kind of things. And then I said Kubrick, and then we brought
Okay,
Terrence
yeah.
Malick into the.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, well, yeah. I
Those
mean,
were
I
mentioned earlier.
like
today.
Strange
2001:
Love,
Space Odyssey.
like Lolita, Strange Love, and
Lolita's about
Shining.
pedophilia, though.
it had James Mason in it.
So
It was
is Woody
Shelley
Allen.
Winters.
Still about-
Shelley Winters gave one of the greatest performances of all. She was nominated for the Oscar for that.
She one of the greatest performances of all time.
I thought she did.
Shelley
In a
Winters?
bad role. I mean, in like an ungrateful role.
I thought
mean.
Peter Sellers was really good in that movie.
Yeah, Claire Quilty. He played 4 different characters.
like
he does
the-
that in all his movies.
Which one are you talking about?
Lolita, the pedophilia
Lolita.
movie. It's got
With
Peter
James
Sellers.
Mason.
You're talking about Strange.
Lyon.
He's talking about Strange.
No, I'm talking about Lolita.
No, we're talking about.
Lolita.
Peter Sellers was not in Lolita.
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
he
He,
was-
played
he played
4
the
different
villain.
roles.
It was like
he played Claire
1968.
Quilty.
he played 4 different roles in it.
He
Yeah.
played 4 different roles in Doctor Strangelove.
He always plays
Both,
4 different
yeah.
roles in all his
and
movies.
in the Fu Manchu movie, he played 4 different
The
roles.
fiendish plot of Dr. Fu Manchu.
Yeah, and he played 4 different roles
Yeah.
in the Pink
I
Panther.
didn't even know. I think Peter Sellers was in Lolita. It was James Mason, right?
And
Yeah.
and the one who stole Lolita away from him was Peter Sellers.
And he played 4 different.
In the beginning of the movie, he goes to kill Peter Sellers. It's just
Yeah.
James Mason and
They're
Peter
playing
Sellers.
ping pong.
They're playing
Roman ping,
pong.
Roman
I gotta
Pong.
see that. I haven't seen that.
You gotta see it.
And he's
It's a
gonna-
great
Since I was a kid.
soundtrack. Nelson Riddle does the soundtrack. Great soundtrack.
Yeah, he was going to kill him in the beginning of the movie. He does kill him in the beginning of the movie.
Yes, he
Sue
does.
Lyon. I remember she was a babe.
Oh yeah, can't go wrong
But
with
yeah,
the
at the
classics.
beginning of the movie, Peter Sellers has stolen Lolita away, so James Mason comes in and he shoots him to death.
Did you ever read any Nabokov,
Yeah.
Tatiana? You did. You read Lolita?
I watched the movie too. I'm sorry.
She knows the movies. See,
That's
there
all
you
over
go.
We
Yeah.
all watched the
Spirit of friendship.
1962
Yeah,
movie.
classic of the genre.
So are you woke, Tom? You didn't? Are you woke? Are you down with being woke?
Well, I mean, I think it's okay to a point, but then I think it's taken too far.
Oh, that's the thing you said was gone too extreme.
Yeah, yeah,
You weren't talking about Lolita. You were talking or Dr. Strangelove. You were talking about my question.
yeah.
Wow, you were under delay. That's weird.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the film. Yeah, I think I'm woke because I think everyone should be treated fairly and justly every second of every day. And if they get upset, they should be put in a safe space. Right? Am I right? Like this kind of
Sure, Greg. Why
Well,
not?
the kind of shit that we did on this show for the last 27,000 years,
It seems that
It's-
long, doesn't it? No, 1994. How long is that, Greg?
29 years.
Damn.
That's
29
wild.
years ago in this room, Tim and I started doing this show.
That's right. In this
29
very
years
room,
ago.
29
April
years
'94.
ago.
Oh my God.
And Windsor still hasn't
Time
immortalized
flies when
it.
you're hungover.
Well, he hasn't. He didn't
We drank a
come
lot
till
of beer
few-
on the show, Tom. We
He didn't
drank
come
a
till a
lot
few
of
years
beer.
later.
Wow. Well, not Greg so much. Greg, you took a few sips every once in a while. But we had guests like Marty Bortson. You know Marty Bortson, the legend?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, great guy. He was here drinking beer, and we had Jonathan Richmond. He was drinking beer too.
on a holy
Jonathan
day.
Richmond was in that movie, There's Something About Mary.
Yeah.
He gets
He was
shot
in the
to death.
Modern Lovers.
He gets shot to death.
Yeah, he
in
did that
movie.
song, Roadrunner once, Roadrunner twice. I'm in
Come
love
on.
with rock
He also
and roll,
wrote a song
and I'll
called
be out of my
Pablo
boat.
Picasso's an Asshole.
Never called an asshole. Not in New York, he
I
wasn't.
never called an asshole.
Not in New York.
Yeah, we want Lou Reed. We're doing Lou Reed tonight, Paul and myself. You like Lou Reed?
Lou Reed, the original rock and roll animal.
Yeah, he was the original rock and roll animal.
It was just his birthday, I think, last week.
Yeah,
The
that's why.
original
That's why.
rapper.
That's why.
If
they're
he
doing
were
Lou Reed-
alive, it would have been.
That's why they're doing Lou Reed night tonight.
I
Because
played Sweet Shane at my show the other night. Yeah.
Yeah,
You did?
I'm doing that tonight
Yeah.
at Nietzsche's. I'm singing
Mata
Sweet
Hoople
Jane.
did a good cover of that on all the Young Dudes album.
One of my 3 favorite songs.
Yes,
of
they
his.
did.
Yeah, it's a really good one, Joe. Yeah, we're playing, and Paula plays washboard now. Do you do any? You play any washboard artists on your show?
No, I don't know any washboard
You don't know any washboard artists?
artists. No.
you
So
play
is
most of
Ron Leiston going to be
That's
there
more
with
of
you?
an extra role.
I guess I'm not hip.
Well, you're hip, but you're not cutting edge because what's happening? The number one music in America today is not hip hop; it's washboard music.
You're not
Get the
washboard
fuck outta
hip.
here.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not-
that's-
you've heard of hip hop, right?
That's thanks to the whole Emmett Otter Jug Band Christmas thing. That's
Yeah,
why.
exactly.
Yeah.
And Eminem now does washboard
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Did you
Good
know that?
Lord.
And so does Run DMC. They only got one of them left.
I hope so.
It's Run now, not
Run.
DMC.
Yeah.
Just Run. And he does all washboard music, Tom. And it's actually Roger Waters' last tour that he's planning. He's going to do a second last tour, and it's going to be all washboard music.
Kiss is
He's
doing
going to have
a
like
last
10
tour.
washboardists and a drummer.
Wow.
Roger Waters. You
Yeah,
remember that?
everybody's doing washboard or they're going Jamaican.
Yeah,
you
they're
know.
going Jamaican or they're
Nothing
doing
wrong with
Zydeco.
going Jamaican.
Or they're
at
doing
all.
Zydeco. What about Dark Side
I
of the
wanna
Moon?
do
He's 50.
Jamaica.
Snoop,
don't
didn't
you?
Snoop Dogg go off
It's
on
so
a
much
Oklahoma?
warmer.
Yes.
Snoop
Yeah.
Dogg.
Now.
This
Oh,
weather's
reggae.
horrible.
He
today,
does
I'm
reggae,
telling
yeah.
you.
No, he does children's music now,
He does
and
children's reggae.
He changes it
and
every
he does.
year.
Well, he's a changeling like Bowie. He has a new thing all the time. He does commercials sometimes.
Well,
now.
he has something called Doggyland, and it's all like preschool.
Oh, wow.
Feel good about yourself things.
I didn't know that.
And he has his own-
Doggyland.com.
He has his own beer and his own perfume and his own cologne. Yeah.
I feel like such a loser.
Well, how do you feel like a loser?
I don't have any of those things.
Well, you're not.
I don't
a,
have my own children's show. I don't have my own cologne. I'll bet if you ask Alexa who I am, she probably doesn't know who the fuck I am.
Well, you're a cult star.
I'm a complete failure.
No, you're a cult star.
Okay,
Sure.
You have a cool Moody shirt.
thank you.
So what do you think? Why do you think Pink Floyd is Dark
She's
Side of
new
the
in town.
Doggyland.
Tatiana's been here since 1997.
1997.
Oh, okay.
I'm new in this studio though.
Why do you think Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon has been popular for 50 years straight on the charts, for 50 years straight? Can you explain that?
Because there's a lot of stoners and burnouts that
So
that
there's 50 years of stoners and burnouts buying it over and over.
Tim,
They buy it again
Or
because
Tom?
they forgot that they had
Exactly. They forget that they had it in
Engineer
the first
Tom, I'm
place.
wondering,
That's
why
why it
does
sells
that
so
say
many
that?
copies.
it. Right. I thought it was made because of the sound quality. People like to have the pristine sound quality. That's why it was on vinyl for so long. And on CD, people fuck their CDs up too because they're stoned. So they get new CDs. And then
What was that first Floyd album with Sid Barrett they did?
Piper at the Gates of Dawn.
Yeah, I have that. I got a Japanese pressing of it with like the little sheets. Like so it's supposedly a word. I played it and it was just so bizarre. I just don't know what to make of it still to
Well,
this
Sid Barrett
day.
was pretty weird.
You think so? Did you hear that one? You know that album, don't you?
Piper at the Gates of
Yeah.
Dawn. Bike and all those songs. See Emily.
Isn't
Floyd.
Robert
Yeah,
Fripp on there
Bike.
somewhere? Something
Yeah.
like that.
I've got a
hey
bike.
Tom, what
I
is
can-
with the Rambo?
Oh, that's
That's
Mick.
Mick.
That's Mick. He's watching
Mick
the
said
show.
he's bored.
He's bored with what we're doing.
Oh,
We only
okay.
have one fan, Tom. And his name is Mick Rambo Hotto. And he's saying he's bored. I don't know if you can see the screen here. He's bored. He typed in that he's
Don't
bored
blame
with what
him.
we're doing.
No, we usually get Peter J calling in.
Oh, yeah. Usually we have Peter J. And
Or
then
Dudley Mask.
Dudley Mask or Mick Rambo. And
But
Mick
you know
Rambo
why? They
says-
don't know we're on the air. I got to tell them we're on the
So,
air.
Tom, we're boring Mick Rambo. And he's probably a fan of yours until tonight. Now we're boring him. See that?
So
Bored.
Tom, what do you do? You're a DJ?
No,
No.
I clean up outside.
No, seriously.
He doesn't.
Where?
Not yet,
What do
anyway.
you? I mean, they said you did cable. What do you do now?
I spin in clubs,
Yeah.
Cuban clubs,
A lot of clubs.
Okay.
a lot of reggae, a lot of salsa. That
He's
kind
like
of thing.
he's like Shane Brothers Shane, Joe.
Okay.
The late great Shane Brothers Shane.
Do you ever listen to? Oh, what do you
He
think Sean
died.
McDermott should be
Great
fired?
DJ back in the
Who
70s.
should be fired?
Sean McDermott.
Friend of Greg's.
Gotcha. Thank
Give
you.
him another year.
Doesn't he kind of pathetic? The way he claps, like they fuck up and he just claps.
Yeah,
Sean
I guess.
McDermott should be fired, right, Tim?
Yeah,
I
he
think I
should.
Go ahead, Tom.
Should be no. He should be You think you should be screaming at him? Yeah.
Well, no, I think
you
he should.
fuck up. Do that one more time, and we're going to send you back to the practice squad.
I think he's got a problem because I mean, look at the Peterman thing. That made no sense. The 13 seconds thing made no sense. The fact that he doesn't know that he doesn't know, he calls timeouts on defense all the time. He acts stupid all the time. He blames when he wins. He says it's Christ's doing. Come on. The
Well, I
guy's
don't
a-
know if he says that. Does he say that?
Yes, he does.
Well,
all
he's-
praise to Jesus.
He's religious, so I mean, listen, I don't begrudge anybody to whatever you are. I don't give a shit what he is, as long as he wins. Just win. You know what I mean?
But he's regressing because he's going backwards every year.
Well, I will say this: I think that this is an important year for the Bills, and that either they take that next step besides losing in the playoffs, they advance to the Super Bowl or something, or I would think that McDermott or Bean, they're. I think there's some pressure on him, and maybe one of them gets replaced.
I just feel like he's good. He's kind of good, but then you can put him against great coaches.
Well, so you know what I said when I was mad after
Is
he
this a
lost.
sports portion of our program?
yes,
yeah.
this is a sports portion.
Okay, just wondering.
You used to like sports.
I used to.
What happened?
Emphasis
Tim
is
used to-
that it's all fucking bullshit, Greg, and you know it is. It's all run by the mob. It's all controlled by some syndicate that, I mean, come on. The NFL, you think that's on the up and up? Fake wrestling's more on the up and up than the NFL, Greg. I've told him my theories about this before.
Okay.
He doesn't want to hear them anymore. So I'm just going to let Tiana take over the show.
All right.
All
Tom, you
right.
think it's all fake?
What's all fake?
The NFL. He's saying
Yeah.
it's fixed like wrestling.
No, I don't think. But I mean, you do wonder sometimes though
When do you wonder?
when there's
Jim Kelly was on the take.
no, I don't think that. But I think that now that gambling is legal.
Yeah.
The NFL used to always be against that. So now gambling is legal. So what if one of these refs gets paid, to make a call in a game? That's what I worry about.
What if?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they're in cahoots now with the gambling, they're promoting it continually on the NFL stations, on the NFL broadcast.
No, it's not just on the NFL stations. It's on all the TV stations. Greg used to, when they first introduced gambling, sports bet book in New York State, it was all over the airwaves. All the commercials were all over. I know it took away a lot of our business at Seneca Buffalo Creek Casino.
Yeah, of course, because people use their phone now.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much easier,
I think.
But it was heavily advertised on just not sports stations either, though. It was advertised on all the networks and everywhere.
Oh yeah, they must have.
They saturated the whole markets,
Yeah,
man,
like,
everywhere in New
If
York.
you didn't know that, what do you live in a cave? You didn't know? See the commercials? They're all
Yeah.
over the place.
They
yeah,
were.
No, there are, but I'm saying just because they're
They
in
weren't
cahoots.
relegated to sports, though. So I'm saying that's all.
Well, I mean, they're in cahoots with gambling now, explicitly. The NFL. It doesn't mean it's fake. It doesn't mean it's on the take. Doesn't mean it's fixed like wrestling. I mean, I
No.
think that's
I
you're
just-
pushing it, Tim.
It's just so
Just-
hoary. It's just such a hoary spectacle. I couldn't even watch the Super Bowl because I just can't.
It was a great game, though. It was
maybe.
38-35.
Yeah, I
What
guess
do you-
because it's close, it's supposed to be a great game. I guess I don't know.
I don't like the modern bullshit. With all
No.
the halftime acts, and it's become
Thank
this big
you.
spectacle where it's
Yeah.
bigger than the game itself.
Yeah.
Just like I don't like dome stadiums. I like everybody had grass fields and they played outside in the '60s and shit. That was real football.
Yeah, like War Memorial. You went back to the rock pile, Tom,
And they had
didn't
a
you?
high school marching
You
band
know.
at halftime, and that
War
was,
Memorial. That was the
So you don't
stadium
like
on the
that's
east side of
football.
Buffalo where the Bills used to play. It used to be like 40,000 rickety old stadium.
Yeah.
It was like it looked like a big gust of wind would blow it over. But the Bills played there for their first 10 years.
Wow.
In case
But
you
don't you
didn't
think
know.
it's nice to give the people fun entertainment at like Rihanna or like Beyonce or no?
No, I don't think so.
So what about when they had the classic rock acts at,
Did you know
at
that
halftime?
It's a
Wrestling's not
football
fixed.
game. It's I'm saying I don't like.
So even when
I
they
don't
had
care if
Tom
it's-
Petty and
I
the
don't care
Who
if
and-
it's the Stones. I don't want to see them at the Super Bowl.
You just want to see football.
Yeah. If
But I mean, you can just
if
take,
I want to see a Petty concert, I'll watch it. I'll tape it. But
yeah, but
Right.
you could just during
I
that.
don't want them
Did he
mixed
say
together.
a Tom Petty concert?
I think he said that.
Well, he's dead, but he
Yeah,
means
that would
in
be
the old-
hard.
He means the old days.
Yeah.
Oh,
I-
He's got
if-
long nails now.
Yeah, but I mean, can't you just
He did die, right?
Super Bowl
He's got
Sunday
a
is a lot-
lively sense of humor.
Super Bowl Sunday and NFL watching is a lot about drinking and gambling and eating food. So you get the half hour, 45 minutes while Rihanna's singing her ass off pregnant, and then you get to just keep drinking and eating. You're still
Oh, was that
having,
Yeah.
that was his?
you're still having a good time. You begrudge the rest of the country
Excuse
who
me?
wants to see great pop
Was
music.
it Rihanna this year?
Yes.
You
Yes,
do.
I
You want to just
I
want
didn't watch
football
it.
to be
I didn't-
football.
I didn't watch the game.
Fuck 'em.
But with hockey, you see how the Sabres are doing great. Their offense is great.
Today.
Ooh, Sabres, they could go all the way.
Oh my God, their offense
Aren't
is
they
great.
the-
Bring back the blue and gold, Greg.
Blue and gold.
That's what you always said on the old show. Remember back in the 90s, you'd say,
Of course, back in the 90s.
bring back the blue and gold.
What
And you
decade-
know what? They heated your because remember they had that Trump slug shirt, Met jersey. Remember that? That sort of yellow thing, and everyone was like, oh my God. And then, Greg, you said it on the show back in the 90s when we were doing it in this very room, you said, bring back the blue and gold. And you know what? They did.
And now it's the 20s.
And now they're still losing.
Did you ever think
I
you'd see?
don't like it when they change that change the shit around. Unless it's something really lame like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So you're like a traditionalist because you like 60s and 70s classic rock, not later. You like football being football. You like the uniforms to stay the same. You're a traditionalist. That's
Yeah,
what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah. I'll be the first one to tell you I don't like change.
Wrestling is not fixed, by the
back.
way. Mick said so. Just in
This
case
is
you're
still the
wondering.
same
Sabres
guy.
would make a
Same
great
guy,
last
yeah.
name, Greg, don't you
You
think?
should get a life.
I think so. I don't know.
Well, his life is watching our program. You
pretty
can't.
sad.
I don't. But that's because you're shitting on our fan. We only have one fan. And you're
should
saying get a
have
life.
Sponsor the suicide hotline.
We should probably talk him down because
you're watching
this is what
bro,
you're doing. You're
something
on
really
Saturday
wrong
night.
with
You're
that.
watching this live feed of us. Oh my God.
Greg, we're going to continue on with this baby for what, another half hour, I guess?
Well, we don't have to. You can.
No,
stop
How does
now.
Rainbow feel?
no, we're going to take it for another, half hour?
Tim,
Yeah, here we go. No, we
because-
got a terrible time till I hear.
Because you have to meet somebody, right? Is that what you want to?
No, Greg. I'm giving you a ride so you can buy me drinks at the Nietzsche's of Allentown.
But I mean,
Can you give me an on the cuff? For real.
I'm just gonna pay for you.
Seriously. Come on. You got to put me on the guest list. You got a
There-
guest
I don't
list.
have a guest list. I'm sorry.
They don't,
what do you
wait a
mean? I'm
second.
gonna pay
Hold
for
on.
you.
Right?
July. Let me see. Jody.
Jude.
Anyways, yeah.
Fortune,
So I
is
went
that
through
his
a
name?
lot of.
Might be.
Jody Fortstone's Chiefs. Tony South Park.
Everybody wants to be on the
Graduate.
guest list. Nobody wants to pay.
Right, Chief
That's
Swan.
life.
He's from South Park.
Well, they're
Yeah,
traditionalists.
Tom's from South Park.
He is not from South
No,
Park.
no, but
He
Judy
is from-
Feinstein. Oh, this is a Jill thing. Okay, I didn't know. There we go.
So, anyways, I want
Well,
to
it could
thank
be
you
your thing.
for helping me through my crisis of 21. Tim also helped me. He came over and sat on the porch with me.
Yeah.
Jill didn't help me at all.
We were
she
scared
ignored the whole
shitless, Greg.
situation.
I was like,
I
fucking
didn't
I was
know.
close to
dude.
death, Tom. I was close to death.
You
when
had
talked to me on
this
the phone.
this bag with pee in it and shit, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Fuck, Greg, you're screwed, man. What the
Yeah,
hell?"
I had a bag with
you know,
urine in it.
he had like one of those
Oh, wow.
colostomy kind of things, you know.
Yeah, I was close
my
to death.
And he was
Tom.
walking
When you
around
called
his
me-
porch with carrying around the thing. I go, "Oh God, Greg."
Yeah, I was close to death when Tim came over, and then when you called me, I was close to
Greg
death.
was not doing
I
well
was
for
this
a long
close to
time.
death.
That sounds
My doctor
terrible.
said I was this close to death.
But
Jill
then
Jill
my
didn't help me at
visit,
all.
I
Jill
came
didn't help
over
me one
and it
bit. She
revived
You
just-
never
him.
told me.
She just ignored. She just ignored.
did not
it was all.
contact me
It
that
was all
whole
over the
month.
media. It was,
I
it was all
revived
over
you,
the
Greg,
media.
by coming over and visiting with the library when I could.
Yes, and
Yeah.
Tom called me too. You know what? Tom called me up and said, "This is Angelo Spongini."
Yeah. And you know I hate going into Kenmore, dude. You know I hate going into Kenmore.
Why? What's wrong with Kenmore?
Because
Tough.
Kenmore's worse than Blaisdell. It's like,
What's
no.
wrong with Blaisdell?
What's,
My first speeding ticket I got was in Kenmore. I was about 18 years old. And this is no shit. They got me for going 33 to 30 zone.
really?
Wow.
By that,
Down Delaware?
Yeah.
by the
Yeah.
cars, the
But you're not anti-Kenmore to this
dealer.
day, are you?
Yes.
You are.
Because of those cops.
Only takes one ticket.
So you
Yeah,
don't.
no.
So if you had a chance to go to Kenmore, you would skip it because of this thing that happened when you were 18.
Yeah, I used to make jokes about it. I mean, I probably shouldn't show up in Kenmore.
No,
They
your
probably
name's
got-
Maud in Kenmore, Tom, I heard.
I'm probably wanted in Kenmore by the police for making
Everyone's
these jokes.
whining in Kenmore.
I've had people that I don't drive, right? So I've had people that drove me home to Kenmore, and they would get to the Kenmore line at Kenmore Avenue, and they dropped me off there because they didn't. They
didn't
said
wanna
like 3 or
cross.
4 times. They were like, "I'll drive you to Kenmore Avenue."
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's it. I can't. I mean, I live 2 blocks in, so it's easy. But I
You
can't
can
go any
stagger
further. I can't go
home.
any further. I can be in Buffalo. The
That's
drivers can be in
hilarious.
Buffalo, but they can't be in Kenmore Well, I guess it's the cops are tough there. That's what I hear.
They are.
So it happened to you too, Jill?
I
33 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone?
right where that dealership is. That's where the sign was, and they would get you. It would be like what 40, 40, 40. Then it's like 30, and they would stop you.
Yeah, and they know that
But-
it changes right there.
I
Well, I mean,
actually
it's their
never got a
business.
ticket from there.
Some of these towns depend on, you know.
Oh, of course they do.
Oh, Kenmore's got enough wealthy people, man. They don't need the fucking revenue from the tickets. Are you kidding me?
I know we're wealthy.
Come
We live
on.
there.
You guys are filthy rich, man. Paula's got all that cash stashed away. You know she does.
I know. I've been married to her. I know that. Are you glad marijuana's legal? Are you all for that?
Yeah, although I'm still waiting to see the dispensaries open.
Oh, come on. You throw a rock, Tom, you'll hit one for Christ's sakes. Are you
No, the
kidding me?
legal ones.
The real ones, you know.
They're
the
like on
fancy
every
ones,
block.
you
What are the
know.
real
Oh,
ones? The classy
the
ones?
boutique ones.
Right,
boutique
right.
ones?
Where they raise the prices up the wazoo and you can just
Oh.
get the same thing from your friend for $40 for an
Yeah,
eighth. You know,
true.
come on.
Well, Tim's a marijuana connoisseur,
I used to be. No longer.
What happened?
I can't afford it, man.
but he used to be a
The
connoisseur.
IRS is going to take all my
He
money.
smoked pot every day for 24 years. Is that correct,
Maybe.
Tim?
No, that's not. Well,
That really explains a lot.
I'm not.
Every day for 24 years. It's
It
legal
hasn't
now.
affected him, but
No, he's
Tom,
sharp as
no.
a tack.
No,
You can
of
just
course.
tell. Look at him.
he's as clear as any of us.
He's clear as well. That doesn't say anything.
I love you both. All right.
I love you.
No problem, Greg.
I love Tom.
29 years, Greg, on the air.
Yeah,
It's been
29
a-
years.
The
30 years
longest
next-
strange trip it's been.
30 years next year.
What are you going to do for the 30th anniversary show?
I was thinking about hanging myself.
Yeah, that'd go out with
I wouldn't even joke about that.
go out with a bang.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a classic ending. Come on, that's what Robin Williams did. You know,
Yeah.
he's a showboat, right? He was a showman.
I don't know.
He went to his house in San Francisco and he hung himself right after a comedy show. He
No,
did.
that's awful.
I think you should
Such
eat.
tragic.
I think you should
Hecklers
be.
can really be
You
bad.
should be forced to eat
That is
ghost
very bad.
peppers at gunpoint.
What are ghost peppers?
Those are those
Super hot.
super hot peppers.
Oh yeah, the ghost pepper. I've had those before.
Well,
Tom.
yeah, that would be more interesting take on death to have someone with a gun to my head making me eat ghost peppers.
Yeah.
Or pop
Yeah.
rockets and soda.
Pop rocket.
You'll pray for a quick death. You'll
Wow.
be like, please shoot me.
So-
Because you're
because
on
of
the floor gagging.
from the ghost peppers.
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad we talked about this. That's what I'm doing.
Some of these peppers they have today, I don't try them, but I hear that they're pretty brutal.
Yeah, they make you sick and they make you convulse on the floor.
Do you like the insanity pepper in The Simpsons when Homer ate the insanity pepper at the chili cook-off?
Looked like he had a good
Season,
time.
remember that season 7?
Yeah.
Johnny Cash came in, he hallucinated, and Johnny Cash
Yeah.
said, "You have a mission, Homer."
I thought
It was a great episode.
I don't remember seeing that episode.
It was a trippy when he ate the Homer was at the chili cook-off, and Wiggum, Chief Wiggum, the police guy, made him like this concoction that had like the insanity pepper.
I remember that.
And he
that
and Homer
happened.
ate the insanity pepper, and he started like hallucinating, like tripping his balls off. And he ran into Johnny Cash as a coyote. And it was over like the real voice of Johnny Cash. And he goes, "Homer, you are on a mission to find your true quest in the way of life." And it was like, wow, great episode.
How do you remember all those details? Have you seen it
Because I
recently?
love, because I love the Simpsons.
I remember there was a
It was the
pepper,
best
that's
show.
it.
Now there's
No,
no
it's
good
horrible.
TV shows. Tom, do you watch any TV
I don't
these
know.
days?
I mean, I'm a big Squidbillies fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Squidbillies. What's
You never
that?
saw the Squidbillies?
No, what's that?
It's you know.
I've heard of Squidbillies. I haven't seen them though.
on the late night cartoon.
You watch Squidbillies?
Oh, Adult
I
Swim.
have no idea
No.
what
Yeah.
the hell that is.
Squidbillies. Well, it's a
But it sounds
Well,
funny.
that's
I
been
have
out for a
heard of
long
it
time.
before, but I haven't
So
seen it
these
either.
squids, they're rednecks. They're
Yeah.
like rednecks.
oh, like
squids.
hillbilly squidbillies.
And
Yeah.
there's it's a lot of weed involved.
Of course, there usually is.
They got a granny squid that's got like a walker. It's twisted.
I've heard good things. You know who told me about Squidbillies?
No,
Paul Fallon.
Paul Fallon. He's the great,
Yeah.
great lawyer.
When I was working on his farm up in Lake Ontario way, he told me about Squidbillies. He said, "Tim, you got to check out the Squidbillies."
Remember when he did the Beast?
The Beast, the long lamented buffalo beast.
You ever read the Beast, Tom?
Yeah.
He,
We missed that
our buddy
paper.
Paul Fallon. He's talking about him. He ran
And
that paper.
Matt,
missed
Matt,
that.
Matt
What happened to
Taibbi
it?
too.
Matt
Yeah.
Taibbi.
I knew Matt.
Matt
I
was
knew
on the
Matt
show
when he was
here.
in town.
He was on the show right here.
He was on the show. Okay.
Yeah, he was on the show. I screamed at him a lot.
He screams at everyone. He's gone kind of weird now. He's kind of I don't know what his bent
Well,
is.
he's gone
if
into
it's-
he's gone into an esoteric period.
No, he got hired by Elon Musk to do practically publicity for him.
That's
basically,
esoteric.
I guess.
I mean, he used to be.
Define
journalist.
esoteric, Greg.
He
Well,
was a
instead of doing
journalist.
mainstream political journalism,
Which
he's
he would
working
have
for-
been doing in Rolling Stone.
which is mainstream political journalism.
Yeah.
Working for Elon Musk, doing publicity on the underground is esoteric compared to the mainstream Rolling Stone gig.
Well,
And he also was the Real Time with Bill Maher correspondent for a few years.
yeah.
So that was, and he was going to the convention.
Well, I don't get the HBO. I don't make your money.
Well, we're rich.
I know you guys
We're
are.
not
You live in
making money.
Kenmore,
We're
don't
not
you?
making money.
Right, you live in
What
Kenmore.
about you, Tom? Are you comfortable?
Tatiana, where do you live? You live in Kenmore?
Live in Kenmore.
She lives in Kenmore, too.
That's too personal?
All right, I'm sorry. I
sorry,
won't
that's too
make fun of
personal.
Kenmore.
Don't answer
anymore.
that.
I'm not
They're
destitute.
neighbors, they
I
just
mean,
don't
You're
know.
not
That
destitute.
really?
Well, you're not comfortable either. Don't even don't. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I appreciate you being here with
6
me.
bucks.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry I asked you that tough personal question.
It's okay. I got my
That was
ticket
terrible
there,
of me to do that.
You got what?
I got
Are you
my ticket
comfortable?
there.
Forget. Don't
Okay.
answer that.
Oh wait,
yeah.
I've got some questions for Tom. What street did you grow up on?
Shenandoah Road,
Where was that?
Buffalo, South Buffalo,
Okay.
That was fascinating, Jill.
14220.
Next question.
What was your mother's maiden name?
No, I can't.
No.
You can't do that. That's too personal too.
Yeah, why would-
I already asked
no,
him if he's
Jill,
comfortable.
come on.
You wanna- she's trying to steal my credit card. It's
Yeah,
obvious.
she's trying to get the secret
man.
question.
Identity
She hasn't
theft,
asked
man.
me.
All 40 of your followers are going to steal Tom's credit card now. All 40 of our watchers are viewers.
I used to do that with some of my listeners. It's mean that I thought sounded, and I'd be taking their information, or I take their request.
Social security number?
No, and I request, and then I'd say, "What's your social security number?" They'd be requesting a song.
Of course.
And I said, "I'll play it, but I need your social security number." Just to
How many
see-
gave that?
Well, there's always a couple.
Of course, there's always
I
a couple
started
in
doing
any
that. I had to beep it out.
couple in any barrel.
Yeah.
I mean,
They used to request the Dan.
Steely Dan,
Yeah.
love Steely Dan.
They request Peg.
Don't you think Steely
I
Dan?
love Peg. That's my favorite Steely Dan song, Peg.
We saw them do Asia in
I
Phoenix.
know.
They
uh,
did the entire
De
show.
La
They did the
Soul
entire
sampled
album.
that.
They
De
did
La
the entire
Soul.
album.
Yeah.
Don't you think that because Walter Becker's dead, that when Donald Fagen goes on tour, he should call it Steely Dan? I mean, wouldn't that be if he had a sense of humor? I mean, he's alone.
Yeah.
Becker
I
croaked.
think that's excellent.
Becker
Steely
croaked at
Dan.
the beginning of the tour.
Yeah.
And Donald Fagen said, "Well, we already have bass and the guitar in the band besides it. Let's just do the tour." So he did the tour anyways. Steely Dan.
Bad
Come on.
sneakers and a pina colada, my friend.
What?
Bad sneakers and a pina colada, my friend.
Is that a Steely Dan song?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just remember that.
What song is it?
I forget.
It's Paul's favorite band.
But you remembered the whole entire Simpsons
I remember.
Ghost Pepper.
Paul's
video.
favorite
Bad
band. is Steely Dan.
sneakers.
Oh, you like the Guess Who though? Is that your favorite band of all time? the Guess Who?
Yeah, I'm still a Guess Who fan. Yeah. But not as much nowadays as I used to be. But I still like the Guess Who.
When bands like the Guess Who have those periods where the two lead singers are not in it and they tour, they've done that on and off over the last 30 years. What do you think of that? You think it's worthy?
The story I heard on that. No, I think it's lame. But they all do it. Grand Funk.
Yeah, without Mark Farner.
Yeah. And it's like,
Like Creedence Clearwater's revisited though. They're not revival though.
yeah, that was without John Fogerty.
Yeah, but they don't call it the same damn thing. I mean, shouldn't?
Yeah, they
Then
should
again,
have-
being the Guess Who and having your two lead singers not in the band when you play live, Guess Who? That name fits, right? I always thought the Who, because there's only two of them left, they should be the Who ?
You're right.
Because the other two guys had drug overdoses and died.
Well, what I heard was that the bass player, believe it or not, nobody ever copyrighted the name or whatever, never filed the paperwork or whatever. So the bass player, I think,
John
looked
N's
into
whistle.
this, and he found out it wasn't, and he copyrighted
For the
it
Guess
or-
Who, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the other two guys, Bachman and Cummings, can't stop him.
That's great. It's kind of like when Axl Rose said, "Okay, I'll give you what you want, but I need the name Guns N' Roses to be my name," and he took it over the name for years, and he just still owns it. He still owns Guns N' Roses' name. Remember when Fleetwood Mac actually were having problems in the early '70s, and their manager said, "Let's get a whole new band together, play all the Fleetwood Mac songs, and go on tour as Fleetwood Mac." And he sent them in the United States as Fleetwood Mac because people didn't know who was in the band.
That's
Reminds
before
me
they
of
got
that.
the chicks in the band, right?
Yeah, no, before they got
Because
they got Stevie Nicks in the band,
Right.
not both
Which
chicks.
made all the difference.
Yeah, Stevie
pretty
Nicks
much.
and Lindsey Buckingham was
Because they weren't very much of a commercial success before the chicks.
Well,
Well, they
went through
They wrote
different
Black
phases.
Magic Woman.
They,
for one thing.
Oh, big deal.
But it was all Peter Green. It was Peter Green's band then.
It was Peter Green's band
there-
then.
Then there was a period after Peter Green where it was Bob.
Bob Welch.
Bob Welch.
But they didn't have any Lindsey Buckingham tunes.
No, not until he came with Stevie Nicks.
Oh, okay. It was
Together,
it was a
they-
package deal.
They were married.
They got rid of Bob Welch.
Really?
They had an album.
They weren't married,
See,
but they,
Yes,
Tim,
they
I
were.
don't
They
know
had
this history.
Buckingham
This
mix
is
the
why I
album.
come on
Buckingham
this
mixed the
show
album.
to learn these factoids from my friend.
they were
Greg.
living
Mm-hmm.
together. They weren't married.
Good stuff.
They got married later then. They definitely married at some point.
Greg, I got
Oh.
3 favorite
Yes, they
bands of
were.
the
Christine
60s,
McVie
okay?
was
You want to hear
married
what they
to
are?
John McVie, but-
What?
Okay, number 1, Velvet Underground. Number 2,
The third album?
Cream.
Oh, you're just talking about the
Number
artists.
3, Doors. Those are my 3 favorite bands of the 60s.
Not-
What are your 3 favorites?
Well, Beatles, obviously.
Okay,
The Who.
right.
And the Velvets.
What about the Kinks?
The Kinks are not my favorite of the 60s compared to the Velvets are better than the Kinks, I
You
think.
think so? What about Village Green
Definitely.
Preservation Society?
Oh, it's so great.
That's a great album.
Oh,
And the
God.
70s Kinks.
What about you, Tom? What's your 3 favorite bands of the 60s?
Don't say the Monkees.
Say the
Yeah.
Monkeys. Say the monkey.
You
Touch
have to
the
say-
monkey.
you have
Touch
to say
Klaus.
Velvet
Love
Un-
him.
Touch the Monkees.
Leave him, but I'm sminky.
You have to say Velvet Underground.
Yeah, we have to because Greg's gonna be performing, waiting for the man, Sweet Nothing.
Monkeys versus Donkeys.
Sweet
You're gonna
Change.
see Greg perform
Ever hear
tonight.
I
that?
haven't, but
Oh.
I've heard him say he's
What's,
righteous.
so who are your 3
Good,
favorite
yeah,
bands of the
he's good.
60s?
Okay.
You must like somebody.
They're going to be boring. Although, it's hard to. It's really hard to say, man. I mean,
Yeah, so many good acts.
So many good
man.
ones. Maybe Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd or
Beatles,
Stone-
Stones for sure. 60s Cream. I'll go.
Oh,
with
Cream. Good choice, Tom. Good choice.
Cream.
He
You both
knows
like
his
Cream.
stuff.
I don't
But
know.
the
Yeah.
Stones were
Oh,
basically
I don't know
Cream
what's
was
so great about
awesome.
Kinks.
70 to
I love all the British
73
invasion bands.
were like when they did everything.
When they did Disraeli Gears, that whole album, man, they cooked.
I like that song.
The first record is
I like
like a
that song.
mess, a glorious mess.
I like that song on Disraeli Gears, Blue Condition.
Oh yeah.
That's a good song. The drummer did it, right? Ginger
and,
Baker.
Yeah, and they also
was
did a
good.
cover of the Bob Wills song. I'm standing on top of the world.
So you like Eric Clapton then?
Dun, 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 dun. I love Clapton.
What's that song Ginger Baker sings in Cream? It's the Toad or something.
Oh yeah, don't. It's the 9-minute drum solo. I don't know if I don't think there's any
Yeah, but he
vocals
sings
in it.
vocals on
I
it,
didn't think
too.
there's any vocals on Toad.
He used to punch people a lot.
Yeah, he was a very combative Leo,
Yeah.
British redhead dude.
Leo's an astrology sign.
I'm telling you, he was.
You're Leo, right?
I'm Leo. Sign
You're
of the
very,
sun,
you're
buddy.
very combative.
Very combative, man. Just Ginger Baker jammed. You played on Johnny Rotten's Public Image Limited album.
It's called Album.
Album.
Yeah, it's called
Album, as Johnny
Steve
would
Vai's
say.
on that, too.
That's right, Stevie Vai.
You like Johnny Rotten?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Guys,
You know,
got
there's
it.
Neil Young wrote a song about him. You know that? Hey, hey, my, my.
Yeah, I heard that.
Hey, what do you think of Neil Young's vocals?
Out of
You
the
like
blue
those?
into the black.
Yeah, you like Neil Young's vocals? You think he's worthy of being on a record?
Yeah, he's an acquired taste.
Greg, don't ever do that again in public.
He's an acquired taste.
I agree.
Joe, what did you
It was
think?
only-
of
it
that?
was only- it was
that
only
was
four-
bad, Greg. That was-
Four words. I did
Yeah.
4 words. You I went on and on forever. Jesus. fucking
but
Christ.
still, it was so grating. It was like, I'm sorry.
Well, I was trying
Joe,
to
go ahead.
convey the fact that Neil Young is grating. And I did, obviously.
Yeah,
So
you got to
the-
listen like one side at a time. One song at a time.
For Neil Young.
Yeah.
No supersets. No double shots on Tuesday.
No super sounds of the 70s.
See, here's our fan. He's saying the comic book show is better than this mess. See that? The comic book show is my wife Paula's show. And then I do this bullshit.
Yeah, everyone likes the comic book show.
No one likes this
My
mess.
friend at work, Ann, she
should've-
loves the comic book
Tom,
show.
you should have went on the comic book show. That's an erudite, sophisticated show, not like this bullshit.
Really?
You know the guy who owns this house, the home of the future? The house of the future?
Richard?
Richard, right. He was sitting in the chair where you are, and he was on a few months ago, and I was being a real prick, right? So he said, I'm never coming on ever again, even though it's his house. And so not only do people hate being on hate watching this show, they hate being on it. Right? He said. Remember, he said it was too much general silliness.
Yeah.
Too
well.
much too many non sequiturs.
He said there was too much ennui and
But 30
malaise.
years
and all
ago, we
that.
couldn't figure out-
too many ennui and too many
And malaise.
and too much morbidity
and
too much
profundity
sadness and too much profundity
Jejunacity
and too much synchronicity.
You said you were being pantheistic again, Greg.
and synchronicity. He said it was
That's
too much
right.
synchronicity.
I don't know.
And he won't come on anymore, even though he lives here. And this is his studio. This is the
Well,
Magic
you're lucky
Theater.
he didn't ban
It's the
your
home of the
ass.
Whopper.
Am I lucky? I don't know about lucky. I mean, I feel kind of lucky. Do you ever feel that you're lucky in life?
You're lucky he didn't ban your ass for being such a bad example
For
for
se-
the youth of today.
Yeah, he could have canceled me.
Yes.
The kids love me though. They think of me as Uncle Greg.
Yeah, you were a call figure for by me about 10 minutes, maybe.
Well, still.
We got the cover of Gusto, Greg.
Yeah, we were on the cover of Gusto, Tom.
Awesome.
Tim and I.
Back in the 90s when the Buffalo News meant something. You
Back,
know,
back when the Gusto mattered, Tom. Not like nowadays.
They
when it's
shipped
just
all
a
their
piece of
operations
shit.
to Cleveland now,
they spell
man.
your name
They
right?
just took all the
Ain't
Buffalo
that something?
News
Yeah,
away,
that
man.
time they did. But another time
Well,
Gusto.
they're killing
They're killing newspapers.
Everybody's good at going digital.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
You like the modern world, or would you rather go back to the 20th
I
century?
fucking hate it. I want to go back to Rolodex, index cards,
Filofax.
Rotary phones at the house on the wall.
All
Cart
the old
machines.
stuff.
I wouldn't go there.
Typewriters.
Oh, you like
remember?
cell phones?
No.
Nothing wrong
But I
with
would go
that.
back to
Nothing
touch
wrong.
tone.
Would you rather
Touch
be able to
tone
just
phone.
play records and have to cue them up when you're doing your job? That's old fashioned.
Yeah.
Would you rather do that? Would you rather have a turntable and cue them up?
Sometimes I think so, but then I'd probably do it for about a week and say, this is fucking pain in the ass.
Greg, you still have your
Go back
vinyl,
to the
right?
computer.
Oh yeah, I have my vinyl.
You play it, right?
Yeah, I have two turntables.
I've got like 400, 500 LPs, and I don't have anything to play them on, and they sat in the closet
Buy a
for
turntable.
years, dude. I got to.
Well, you're not rich like I am.
I'm
so
not
it's
rich. I don't make
have
your
two-
money.
I
Yeah,
have
you don't
two
live in
turntables.
Kenmore.
Jill knows. Jill knows.
Yeah, you don't. But don't you like
I
streaming?
live on Jill Street, by the way.
and the internet and.
I do.
Don't you love being?
do actually.
Don't you
We're
love
not
the
gonna
fact that
say
people
that
can get a
much.
hold of you anytime they want, 24/7, because of the phone you have? Every second you're being watched by the government and by the people in your life. Every second, Tom. Don't you like that?
No, I don't like that.
Oh.
I think it's pretty intrusive.
So you'd rather go back to the 20th century when it's a more innocent time.
Yeah, people are just addicted to their cell phones.
You like TikTok?
I don't watch it. I don't want to watch it because I don't want to get into it.
You're afraid it'll warp your mind, or
I waste enough of my life on Facebook, so I don't need another time suck. When I
but don't you think you should be doing something better with your time than Facebook? Don't you think you should be living a fuller, richer life than spending time on Facebook?
yeah, you're right. Yeah. it's
Have you
pretty
thought about
sad.
just cutting the cord completely on Facebook and never going back to Facebook ever again?
Are you still
Just
on there?
Yeah.
Okay. Smart ass.
Well, I like being. I think it's fun to connect with all my friends and all my fake friends.
What do you? Yeah, I mean, how many of them would show up if you had to paint the house?
Tim would, because he's
I
he's a
would.
great close
I
friend.
would, Tom. I'd
Jill
be
would, and
there.
she would say she didn't hear about it.
I'd bring Tatiana
She'd say,
along.
I had
You'd
no
pay
idea
you out
you
paint
did
Greg's
that.
house, wouldn't you?
I would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the two of them would.
Yeah.
And Jill, she would just stay at home, relax. Make your son, your
I
husband.
would
up.
come paint your house.
Okay, three people. All three of
I
these
don't know
people
if
would
I'd want
come.
to change your poop
Three
bag.
people.
But if your life was,
Hey,
if it was a life or death situation.
Greg, like I
real
said, if I saw you walking around one more time with that bag, if I get that image out of my head, and you needed me to paint your house at that moment, I would have done it myself. You
Well,
know
Tim,
that.
I was close to death.
I know you were, dude.
I was very close to death. Tom. I'm not just
We were
saying
all
that.
worried.
My doctors were. That's why when you called me up in that summer of 21, this is after Tim had been hanging out with me and comforting me.
Yeah.
His sister was comforting me too. And Jill was ignoring me. She just said she never even heard about the whole situation.
You had two
It went on for-
Sarackis
it went on for
on you,
months.
comforting
It
you.
went on for
I
months.
don't know. I don't know if that's true.
But that meant a lot
really,
to me.
Jill,
really.
you
Wait,
never.
I really was.
I
it's like-
communicated-
I know I'm
Oh my God,
reiterating,
you never
Tom, but I was
did.
like
Did-
this.
I don't
I
know.
was like
I
almost dead.
communicated with Paula a
Almost
few
dead.
times.
Oh, now you're now
See,
you
she
now
checked
I
in.
did.
now a revisionist story. Where
She checked in on
So
you.
you
I-
communicated with Paula, and you must have known about it. Then.
She never made a big deal about it, though.
My husband is
She
close
kept
to
on
death.
saying-
She said on Facebook.
She kept on telling
please
me, "Oh, it's
contact him."
okay."
Tim and Tom both contacted me because I was so close to death that Paula said on
Yeah.
Facebook, Greg is close to death.
Yeah.
Please try to help him out.
I
Oh,
didn't see
Paula,
that.
man, she was
And-
singing the blues.
Something
I
too.
never saw that
What?
post.
Paula his wife was singing the blues, man,
What?
because Greg was in really bad health.
Something like
I know,
He
that's why
needed-
you called me.
He needed immediate blood
Yeah.
transfusions.
That's why he came over, because meanwhile Jill just like, oh,
I
talked to
spoke with
Paul-
your wife, and she was like, "It's not that big a deal. He'll be fine."
She's not gonna say Greg is close to death. Please comfort him in his last remaining days, and then tell you, oh, it's fine, Jill.
It was not that post when I spoke to
It's
her.
a new story.
It was not that post. I never saw that post.
No, I know you never saw it, but when you did this new story where Paul is
No,
saying
I
how,
did
how
when you were
everything was,
when you were sick, and she'd post every once in a while. I did talk to her a couple times,
was
So you
friends
work for
like
this
these.
station?
but it
the
wasn't
Jack?
this dying time. She never said that.
No,
No,
The Jack?
Oh yeah, I used to listen to it sometimes.
that's
Where
no
this-
longer around. I mean, it's
It is, and what's 92.9 then?
It's
now?
the woohoo.
What the hell is that?
No.
That's the name of it. It's the woohoo.
No, Woo Woo was 107.7 back
I'm not
in the
saying
80s.
woo woo. I'm saying
Woo
woohoo.
woo.
Woohoo.
Oh. What about the Bear? WBYR.
Aren't they all
Turn it up
Citadel?
and rip the knob off. You got Buffalo's
Classic
Bear.
rocks, classic.
Remember the
jocks.
Bear?
I worked there.
Oh, you worked at the Bear?
Yeah,
I remember that
I
station.
worked 7 to midnight.
Do you like Bulldog and Mike Shope?
I'm not really a big fan of sports talk.
What?
You know, I don't
You
know.
don't like sports talk, but it's so empty though.
Yeah.
Don't you like emptiness? Don't you like the
Especially
void?
with Howard retiring.
Howard Simon was a
Yeah.
good one. He was a good one. I
Now that he
admit it.
retired Friday, it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Are they going to bring the coach back? You think?
Oh my God!
Oh, that guy
we
was a
tried to
maniac.
We tried to interview him with
Yeah.
me
Oh,
Tim
Jill.
and Jill. And Jill kept hounding him. She kept hounding Dickerson at training camp. We interviewed Marv Levy. We interviewed John Murphy. We interviewed.
Yeah.
I
Jeff
taught them how
Burris
to
and
get
John
press
Pollard.
passes. too.
Yeah.
And so Jill's harassing Chuck Dickerson the whole day. Eventually says, "No means no, lady, in my business and in your business." That was. I'm glad you brought the coach up. That was. Oh my God.
That's a true story,
That-
Tom. I witnessed
He was, and then he
it.
got
That
in his
was,
golf cart and drove away. He's like,
Yeah.
you stop
He gave Jill
bothering
a
me. I'm not
finger.
gonna-
Golf
He gave
cart.
Jill the
and get
finger,
this,
too.
Van-
That's when he was working at GR.
Yeah.
And-
No, he was coach. No, he was
at
at GR.
yeah.
Right.
And
okay.
Van Miller, we interviewed Van Miller, and before
Yeah.
the camera started rolling, Van Miller said to Jill, "I can teach you some things, young lady."
No, he
He
didn't.
did too.
Bullshit, Jill. Come on.
That's what Van Miller said to Jill
Jill,
before the
come on.
camera
Talk
started
to me.
rolling.
Did he say that?
Yes, I can teach you some things, young lady. And Jill said,
I
"No,
may
thank you,
have
no,
missed
thank
out
you,
on a
Van."
little of both of these.
Okay, because
No,
Greg
thank
has a
you,
tendency to
Van. No,
embellish.
I didn't
All right.
embellish. That's a
All
true
right.
story.
Van was a very
He was a
charismatic guy.
dirty old man.
Okay.
No, but what about when Brett Favre was playing at Rich Stadium?
Come on, he's not dirty old. He's charismatic.
Right, the dirty old man, and he had Brett Favre.
If a guy says that when he's 30, he's, charismatic. If he's 60, it's just
If
a
he's
dirty old
65,
man.
he's a dirty old man. And she was 30 and he's 65. And the thing is, he had Brett Favre playing at Rich Stadium. He'd say, "Stars dropping back to pass, Murph, star." And Murphy's like, Favre. Star at the 15-yard line. He's running with it. The Star's running with it. Favre.
Oh, ski mask. Woo woo. He remembers, man, right there.
Yeah, see, woo. Oh, I
Ski
said woo,
mask
yeah,
is
yeah,
there,
woo,
man, right
yeah.
there.
Ski mask.
Dudley
Plus-
Mask. How you doing,
the
buddy?
ski mask.
NASA.
Yeah, he would do things in his later years where he'd say, Thurman Thomas has the ball. Thurman Thomas has the ball. He's at the 5. He's at the 10. He's at the 15. He scored a touchdown. Oh no, he fumbled.
The way I
He go touchdown. And then John would say, "No, he
I
fumbled."
don't know.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
Favre.
Van was great.
I don't-
Van was great.
He's
I
a
mean,
dirty old
he's-
man, Tom. Are you
he's-
condoning that?
He's a great guy, Van.
He was excellent.
Isn't he a second cousin of Harvey
Von-
Weinstein?
He's Von. Oh, Paul was in the Harvey Weinstein book. Did you know that?
I think I
In the
remember
Harvey
hearing
Weinstein
some-
book,
or
it came out.
seeing something
It came
about
out
it,
at Christmas, and it's called Hollywood Ending. And Paul was in the index,
I didn't see it. The
and
book.
she's in chapter 3 with 3 paragraphs about her.
It's getting like wide distribution. Is it like
Yeah, it's a big book. It's a guy he's had 10 books out.
okay?
It's a professional book. It's a professional Harvey Weinstein
Just like
book.
your book, Greg, right?
Well, no, my book's not professional.
Who said that, Windsor?
My book is a piece of
Windsor's
shit.
busting your balls, man.
That's my
No, that's
son
just a
wrote that.
cue for him to plug his book.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Tom. I
The
appreciate
Beatles haven't read
that.
the book. This
Yeah.
has sold 24 copies in the UK. 24.
Wow.
I'm not exaggerating.
No.
24 in the UK.
Really?
Alone. Yeah.
Bullshit.
24,000?
Prove it. Where's the facts?
Tom,
I
have
can
you
show
read
it
the
to you on
book?
the internet if you want to
Really?
see it. Yeah.
24?
Yes, I have a
In
copy
the
of
UK.
that.
We sold hundreds in America. Thank you.
So you know what? You should describe this book to
Cool,
Tatiana.
man.
She's never
Good.
heard of it before.
Okay, this
Excellent.
book is about my life in the trenches in World War II, Tatiana, and it was a tough time fighting the Japs and the German people, the Nazis.
Right.
That's what it's
Okay.
about.
All right.
It's a memoir.
He embellishes.
Would you like to read it someday? This memoir.
Would love to.
You care about the Germans and the Japs?
Sure.
Well, you shouldn't say sure because they're not Japs. They're Japanese people. I was testing you.
She's not woke.
You're not woke?
Not woke.
Tom, you're woke. I've got a feeling that you're woke since the show began. That you've woken up and you.
I'm working on it.
Is this blowing your mind, this
Yeah.
experience, or what? Or are you thinking, how did this happen to me? Which is it?
I'm thinking usually I'd be taking a nap right now.
So Saturday night at 8:30, you'd be napping?
Well, no, probably like about 7,
Oh, and then go out somewhere.
7:30. Yeah, if I could get up to steam
But
to
you're
make it.
you're
yeah.
basically a homebody nowadays, though, right?
Yeah.
Those wild and crazy days are over with.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get crazy once in a while, but not as often as I used to.
Well, you
I
wouldn't
don't
tell-
think I could do it.
You wouldn't tell the kids to do drugs though, or drink alcohol, right? You'd say, stay off the booze, stay off the drugs, right?
Yeah,
Just
I
say
mean,
no,
it's worked
right?
for me, but I can't advocate that.
Oh, you're like Hunter S. Thompson. It worked for me, but I can't advocate it for anybody else.
That's right.
What about love? Do you think love's an important thing? Do you think we should all love each other? The country should come together and love each other? Because Tim and I love each other.
Of course,
We
Greg.
both love Jill.
Jill's wonderful.
And I love you, Tom, even though I barely know you. I just love you from afar.
And Tatiana, we don't
Tatiana,
barely
we-
even know.
We all love
We
her,
love-
and we barely even know
We
her.
barely
I
even
love
know
everyone.
her.
Jill knows
Tatiana,
her.
And
thank
don't
you.
forget Richard and our engineer Tom.
And Tom's
today.
my son.
Tom Windsor, great guy. I see him at the casino when he comes
my
in. Great
son.
guy.
So, Tom, do you think that's important that we all love each other and stop this fighting, the Civil War fighting?
Yeah, but it's probably it's not going to happen in our lifetime. That's my prediction.
Which side of the fence are you on? Or is it too personal?
I don't want to. I think anybody that knows me knows. You know what I mean? I don't think I.
Well, this is I don't know you. That's
think
why I'm
I need
asking.
To call,
This is I-
say, what my beliefs are.
No, it's just like when I asked you if you were comfortable, you couldn't answer that question.
I would say that the fat cats have been getting fat for too long, and I would say that they need to pay their taxes.
So you think the rich people like Elon Musk and Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos should be taken to task, right?
Well, I think they should
they're
pay
treating-
some kind of taxes. Their corporations should.
I know
pay.
they're all multi-billionaires and they're treating everyone else like dirt.
Bastards. I got to pay the IRS this year. Did you hear that, Greg? What the hell kind of
Really?
crap is this?
Why? Why aren't you getting a refund?
I don't know. Because
You fucked up.
of that fucker Trump, man. That's probably why.
Hey,
It
hey,
could
hey,
be
hey,
because-
hey, hey, hey.
Huh?
Could be
Hey,
your
hey,
daughter's
hey,
aged
hey.
out of her
Hey, hey,
income
hey,
credit.
hey.
What?
Hey,
What?
hey. Don't be talking about the greatest man in American history that way.
I don't know.
he's
You
not a-
didn't vote for Trump,
He's
did
not a
you?
fucker.
Tim.
No. Huh?
He's a
Ooh.
lovely, lovely
If you
gentleman.
voted, we're going to deport you back to the Ukraine.
Yeah, we'll deport you somewhere.
Greg, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here in Buffalo
Why?
because my people want me here, Greg.
Oh, the Indians?
My people.
You're an Indian, right?
You're my people, Greg.
Oh,
Jill's my people.
We're not. You're not talking about your
Tom and
people.
So you're talking
Tatiana,
Buffalo.
The
You're not talking
people.
about-
The people, the
You're not
community.
talking about the Iroquois or
Yeah.
You're not talking about the Senecas
Seneca.
No,
or the
man,
You're
why-
Seneca Nation,
Senecas
right?
or the-
Yeah, something like that.
Your Sioux Nation, right?
Something like that.
He gets $1,000 from the government every year for being an Indian.
Well, it's a little more involved than that. but
You know why? We raped his land and we took his people.
we took my people.
$1,000
We
bucks?
took his people.
He took our
$1,000 bucks
corn.
a year.
He took our corn away, Greg.
He used to
probably would have gotten twice.
He used to
as much.
stand by the side of the road and cry about
See,
pollution.
we've been brutalized by Greg's people and Jill's people and Tom's people for years.
Yeah,
in this
Tom, your
country,
people
for
have brutalized the
years.
Indians, and Jill's
Wait.
people have brutalized
But
the
all
Indians.
is forgiven, Tatiana.
How
I
did
have brutalized the
how did
Indians.
anybody from the Ukraine
Excuse me.
brutalize the Native Americans?
Yes, Tom. What?
I didn't say her. I was explaining to her.
Yeah, she wasn't even here.
No,
No,
heck
she wasn't even here
no.
until the '90s.
She. Up,
right.
we're out of
That's it.
time.